What's good, everybody? Welcome in to another episode of the Power I-80 Show, Power 2 podcast. I don't know what the show is anymore.
You did it. You did it just like him. Nice. Let's go. You don't know the name of the show either.
We don't know what the show is named. Y'all don't either. Y'all aren't watching us on YouTube still. So please, right now, go to Get Defensive Sports Network on YouTube so you can look at my beautiful face. You can look at Dante's passable face. And you can look at Jordan's also passable face. Anyways, we're not doing the three-man weave today. It is just a two-man game today. You're the bad bitch of the trio is actually... Oh, this episode's about to be hell. Anyways, we are back with, well, it's not the three-man weave. It is the two-man game, okay? I am the guard. Dante is the post. We're going to run a pick and roll. Thank you. We're going to run a pick and roll today. Also, wow, commemorating me and Dante's first episode together as the Double Ds. Jordan is usually our connector. He is the Lego piece between us, and now we are the two Legos connected. So I love that for us.
Let us go. Look at this.
Yes. Okay,
technically,
so anyways,
this is, I would say technically this is the first full episode, but there have been segments where, Jordan disappears and it's just been us. And it's crazy because I need to go back, but I'm not always sure if he keeps those segments in.
I'm the editor, so I fully do.
Well, then never mind. Here we are.
Period. Yeah. Just a little peek behind the curtain. I'll be editing the show. So, yes. How are you living? How's life? How are you breathing, as Jordan would say?
I'm doing good today. My back is loose, my hamstring's loose because I went to physical therapy today. So listen.
My back is loose is a crazy sentence.
I get it, but it's only crazy if you think about it that way. I knew exactly what I was talking about.
He was like, don't think too much about it. It'll be all right.
Right. Yeah, I just had to,
Well, I'm having a great day. That's not true. No, that is true. I'm having a great day. I officially got offered some paid gigs for some high schools coming up. So I'm going to be announcing softball games, which I'm very excited about. I don't know shit about softball, but we're going to learn. Don't worry about it.
What's there to learn?
Everything. I literally have never sat through an entire softball game in my life.
Do you know baseball?
No.
And you know what's funny? When they say, when people be like, basketball and football are just so hard to understand and learn, baseball might be the easiest one. I know it's really all three sports really aren't that hard to understand, especially if you just watch people watch the game. They'll tell you what the game is as they're watching it. But baseball truly
it's
is
very
one
simple.
of the
It's a very simple
easiest
sport.
games to understand. Yeah.
It's
that's
just
crazy.
long.
Yeah, softball.
It's just long.
Softball are 7 innings, so. And I think in high school, you said high school,
long
right?
Still.
You said you're doing high school?
I am doing high school, yeah. That's long still.
I think
if it's more than 4,
to 7.
I'm
I think
irritated.
it's 5 to 7 in high school, if I remember. I used to help coach my sister's softball team. So, yeah.
Oh, cute. So what I mean by I have a lot to learn is actually I'm more so talking about from the public address announcer standpoint. I understand the sport itself, but yeah, there's a culture around public address announcing depending on what sport it is, right? So with basketball public address announcing, it also depends on the environment because high school versus college versus professional announcing is very different. You don't have as much freedom at the high school level to say certain things as you would at the college level. And then also it's a cultural thing. Is this high energy announcing? Is this informational announcing? Do I say each score? Do I say what the penalties are? That's what I need to learn because in basketball, you only have to say certain penalties. You don't say all of them. And then in basketball for the professionals, you actually are more like a cheerleader and you do more chanting and leading of cheers where you don't do that as much in college. So that's what I really am trying to figure out, what I need to actually be responsible for saying and paying attention to. Cause I also don't know what angle I'm watching from and things like that, things to watch for. So that'll be interesting. I mean, and also I'll get to learn a new sport. So that'll be fun. True. I've learned recently that I think that there are certain sports that I only like if girls are doing it. Maybe because I'm gay. I don't know. Still working through that internally. But I have never liked hockey until I watched the women's hockey game, the women's gold medal game. And I was like, wow, this is such an interesting sport.
And that was your first hockey game you ever watched? Or
women's hockey game, yes. I've seen men's hockey on TV, and then I went to a Stars game last season, but I was not I feel like I was too high up. I didn't even know where the puck was. I was like, what is going on here?
Now that's funny because I think I got into hockey, both women and men, high school. like watching and paying
But you grew up in
attention.
a state that has snow.
That's fair, but I don't think we're a hockey town. We're not a hockey state.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Jordan was saying that too. Like it's really like a football state.
Yes.
So in a
Yeah.
football, basketball cities. So I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
But I'm like, here where there's no snow at all, like up until a couple years ago, child. I don't
Yeah.
care about,
So yeah,
there's no high school hockey teams. There's no. I mean, there are, but
I love when people get into those type of sports because it's like people get thrown off that I enjoy hockey. So when you be like, "Oh, I really enjoy hockey," yeah, it's a fun game to watch. It really is an exciting game to watch. It's just you gotta catch a good one. Like I think like when people be like baseball and soccer can be boring. Very true. Very, very true. Baseball, softball can be very boring. I think there is more scoring in softball than there is in baseball, but softball can get a little boring. So
I feel like both of them are gonna bore me.
It can, but they're beautiful games. Especially when played.
Games.
They are. Baseball and softball is a beautiful sport. It's a beautiful sport. I think so. I think so.
I'm gonna have to see because again, all I know is waiting.
There's beauty. Like there's plays where like double plays, beautiful, especially when they're done like Chris. Those are beautiful. I love double plays. So a double play is.
I was like, that sounds great. A double plate of what? Like orange chicken, teriyaki.
No, double play.
I know.
So batter hits. It could be usually it's a ground ball and then an infield. One player catches it, pass it to second because there's usually a player on first, and they're coming to second. You throw it to second, there goes one out. The player that tags the second base, throws to the first, tags the runner going to first out. That's a double play when you get two people out.
Was so much baseball jargon. That was so much baseball jargon.
I know you know what second and first base are. I know you know.
Yes, I know what second and first base are both in the sport and culturally. Yes, I know. But you said ground ball. You said
the ball comes when a player hits the ball and it slides on the ground. That's a ground ball. Usually grab it. Yeah. So when you get it off the ground, that's a ground ball. Like, oh my! I thought you knew. I thought you knew.
This is why this is a football podcast primarily.
Got it. I see. Because I thought you knew the basics of baseball at the very least. Oh no!
No, when I say I have to learn, I'm not fucking around. Like I gotta watch film. Like I need to learn.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Thank goodness.
Yes, I'll keep you guys updated.
Spring training should be starting soon. So
I will keep you guys updated. I will be watching the college softball because speaking of college softball, let's get into our first piece of news. This is definitely out of order, but it's a better segue. Texas Tech star NiJaree Canady, her name. NiJaree Canady, who obviously was the first $1 million athlete for Texas Tech as her first year playing softball for them last year. She took them to the semifinals, I think, of the College World Series or whatever they call it for women's. I think they call it the same for women's.
I think it's the World Series as well. Yeah,
but she took them very far. Texas Tech was not really a softball school, obviously, prior to her being there.
I think it's NCAA championship. For all college sports, it's the NCAA.
Yes, they went far in the postseason. So they have brought her back. She is now the second ever $1 million athlete for Texas Tech. And she now is the first softball athlete to have a player edit shoe. It is a player edit cleat, excuse me. Please hold, please, because I don't fully recall.
Player edit, like her own personal colorway?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I didn't. I was like, I've never heard it called a player edit. Okay.
Yeah, PE. Sorry, she's the first college softball player with exclusive. It's Adidas. It's an Adidas PE. And
great softball cleat.
It's the Adizero Instinct 2.0 PT NiJaree is its whole name. And it's white cleats with a red toe and inner lining with red stripes and black stripes on the outside of the foot. She promoted it obviously on her social media, and I do believe that the rest of the team is probably going to receive them as well.
Probably,
but yeah, and they're currently 4-1, and she holds a 1.57 ERA with 28 strikeouts. I'm assuming that's good because they kept it in the article, and you're making a face, so that's good. Period. So, yeah. So
of course she wears number 24. Of course she does.
We love it. So yeah, shout out to her.
Damn.
Her NIL deal that's $1 million is with the Texas Tech Matador Club. And her portfolio expands even further. She now has gigs promoting softball equipment. And she's also a part of Patrick Mahomes' NIL group that is through Adidas as well.
Just learned that
So
Patrick Mahomes is signed with Adidas just now.
yeah. So literally
just
shout out to Najaree. Love that for her. Can't wait to see them because again, apparently I will be watching softball.
Oh, I don't. So I like them and then I don't. And the only thing I don't like about them, I like them. The only thing I don't like is the inside stripes. They're black. I just rather it be all the way red all around.
Oh, the stripes on the inside of the cleat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she obviously wanted to kind of be like Texas Tech-ish.
No, I get it. I get it.
But
I might
it's a
like
cute
them
cleat.
in black, like the away or whatever. Like
Let's
unless this is
show
the
you guys the
only
cleat.
colorway. Unless this is the only colorway.
This is her player edit, so it is going to be the only colorway. But this
is. She should have made them black.
Damn it! We don't have to go to Twitter. That's too much. But this is what they look like, y'all.
Yeah.
Very cute.
She should have made them black.
Cutesy red and black.
I like them, but they should have been black instead of white. So, like the white.
Well, it's
base.
her player edit. This is how she wanted it. So.
No, I understand. I understand. Trust me, I get it. There's been some colorways from NBA players. I'm like, ew, no, you're almost there.
That's really ugly. You know what makes me so sad is I feel like Ja Morant is having like a generational like player edit moment, but he's playing like pure booty cheeks. Like so many of his shoes, I'm like, wow, these are fab.
They're nice.
And then I'm like, wow, you're on the bench now. Anyway,
you know, and it was quick. He's not even 30. I don't even think he's 28.
Yeah, he's young. He's definitely not 30. He's definitely not 30.
I'm pretty sure.
But he might be almost 30. So let me not do too much. But he might be almost 30.
I think he's 26 years old.
While we Google that, moving on to the next piece of news, the Teddy Bridgewater Act. So if you guys are unaware, there was a lot of 26? He's 26.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys were unaware, there was a lot of drama going on in the last year or so over Teddy Bridgewater, who is a former NFL player now turned coach, who was using his own personal funds to help players get Uber rides and buy them food and like just all the little things that kind of like aren't really
he still plays
covered. What now?
He still plays.
Well, Teddy Bridgewater, yes. Oh, well, he left and then he came back, right? Like
but he never retired. Yeah, like he never retired.
Did I say retired? Sorry.
No, my bad. Because you said former, and I'm like, nah, he could get a. He's a free agent. He could get a contract.
My bad. Teddy Bridgewater is still fully signable, everybody. But basically, the Florida Senate signed a unanimous. Can I get words out? Unanimously signed an act in Florida that is called the Teddy Bridgewater Act, and it basically would allow high school coaches to use up to $15,000 of their personal funds to support student athletes with things like transportation and food, which is basically what Teddy Bridgewater was doing at Miami Northwestern High School before he was suspended. He obviously went back to the NFL. Yeah, okay, this is all making sense. He did go back to the NFL because he played for the Bucks. But regardless, it has been signed. It's supposed to go to, I think, the House now at this point. It's not law yet, but it passed in the Senate unanimously with 38 votes. And so at this point, Ron DeSantis can sign it into law if he would like to. But basically, it became this big dramatic thing because a lot of people feel like if Teddy Bridgewater wants to support his athletes financially, he should be able to. I personally think that this is more of a, this is a bigger problem because why don't these schools have funding?
But it's like they did, but they didn't. And because he was just providing, he was really just providing safe transportation home. Like you said, food, meals, and I think it's just the lunch or at least
like little stuff. Yeah.
And then he was helping with like recovery and like physical stuff, which I think is a part of that act, and that's not part of that 15,000. So I think the 15,000 is straight just transportation and food, but you also can provide funding for sports stuff. So like clothing, recovery types of things, working out, stuff like that. So if I'm remembering correctly, because I read and watched a video on it like literally 2 days ago, so I knew this was coming up today. Yes. So yeah, so it's like they have funding, but you know, a lot of these public schools, because he went to a public school because this is his alma mater. So
I mean,
you know how public schools,
and I think,
especially in Florida.
I think another point should also be made that, like, this is such a niche thing that's going to be happening because also a lot of high school coaches don't have a spare $15,000 anyway. Like, being a high school coach is not an overwhelmingly high-paying job. He just has NFL money. So who knows if this is even really gonna
That's why I think you can also
stick.
fundraise as well with this, because that's what he was doing too. He was trying to use the city to help have like the community fundraise to bring in money,
To
because he
help
can't just keep doing that himself. So
Yeah. So a lot of people are concerned, obviously, because it's kind of like a booster loophole that they may be creating, right? So, boosters can come together, give money directly to a coach, have a coach start paying for things for the school. Like, it could just cause a couple of issues. So we're going to see what happens, but it's not officially a law yet. So we'll see. Ron DeSantis is not the smartest man on the planet. I would argue he's one of the stupidest. So we're just going to have to see.
yeah,
I really
I
don't
hope
like
they
that
get
man.
this. Yeah, no, I can hear it. I hope they get it right, because it's just obviously the Senate thought it was like just common sense. Like, it should be, a coach should be able to help his players, and I think that should be on any level. Honestly,
Yeah.
Pee Wee on through. Like, if they wanted to, they should be able to. Like, if I can yell at them, I should be able to feed them. Like,
I mean, hello. If I could tell you to get your head out of your ass, I think I should, get you some Chick-fil-A or something.
something.
There's a coach on the staff with Coach Morris at SMU. It was like, you know how you have those coaches who just have a punchline or like a catchphrase that they just use all the time.
Oh yeah.
This coach was "get your head out of your ass" was like it was his punchline. It was his phrase for everything. He even got to a point where he shortened it. It was like, "Get your head out!" Like, and you knew the rest of it. Like, so when they would run Oklahoma drill, all you hear is like whistles and "get your head out," and it was the best thing ever. It was truly a moment in time where I felt like I had to get my head out of my ass, and I'm on the roof filming the practice. I'm not even down there with y'all, but
film better.
I need to get my head out. I'm not starting these clips early enough.
Nope.
But speaking of clips, this has nothing to do with clips. Unfortunately, there may be some more drama with the Sherrone Moore case, the previous Michigan coach who is obviously getting sued for domestic abuse and other charges for a woman that he had a romantic relationship with, but was also a staff person. Basically, during their initial hearings, his lawyer brought up that there may have been potential omissions from testimony in regards to when the warrants were being written. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but basically, the warrant for his arrest was written by people who were not aware that he actually had like a working relationship with this woman on top of a romantic one. So there was the omission that basically the calls and texts that he was sending her could have been work related, but because she did not disclose that she used to work for him, they feel like the warrant all the way has been written off basically like false pretenses. So now the judge is concerned about potential like due process things and things like that. Like, not to say he didn't commit the crimes, but at the end of the day, if they didn't have all of the proper information that was needed to write the warrant, that it could probably render the entire case dismissible. And then so they've been doing discovery now where they've been talking through all of the different evidentiary points and what was shared and what was not shared and all of that. And the judge now has to kind of make a decision on if they want to continue based on what information has been admitted. So basically, there's a loophole. Is what it is. There's a legal loophole that's happening right now because old girl did not disclose that she used to be his executive assistant.
That is,
so,
and it's honestly that unfortunately, because there should be a case about this if domestic violence did happen. The unfortunate part is that you guys, for the victim and the police and the whole system, didn't do their full job.
Due diligence. Yep.
They didn't do their full due diligence, which is weird because that is one of
it's
the
a black
biggest,
man. They drool at the opportunity to arrest black men.
Very true, but that is which is crazy because then it's like that's probably one of the backbones of this whole scandal is that they work together, and the fact that was how did you? My thing is like it's omitted, and if it's omitted, that's weird on her part. It's the reason why I say it's weird is because it's like it's weird not to say that. Because that helps you anyway. That helps your case.
It does help you. A lot of people, and his defense lawyer is now basically saying that it comes off like she was trying to
Exactly.
omit that so she could get a higher civil settlement.
Exactly.
So and that was said on record in court that they believe that might have been the reasoning for the omission. So
yeah, no, you
they do feel like the charges still stand, obviously, with the added context, but biggest thing
is like the whole point. The whole point, your job is to prove that he did it. He just has to prove that he didn't. Or at least he has to prove that you are making your stuff up. That's all he has to do.
Exactly.
So it's
and
like,
and it is misleading.
Like that. It is.
So
and that's unfortunate on our end. On their end, honestly.
So his lawyers were saying that he feels like that was used as a tactic to exaggerate the situation, get more money, all of those things. So literally the potential outcome could quite literally be dismissal of the complaint or suppression of evidence. So basically the case would just move a little differently because they wouldn't be able to use parts of what they had before. But at the end of the day, I mean, if he stalked her and went into her home and threatened her, that is something he still did. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
But so it's not like a huge thing, but it also is like, this is why you do your due diligence. This is why you tell the whole story, because now she could potentially be missing out.
As the police and lawyers, how did you not know that? How do you not know
that? Who the hell knows? I don't know. That's why I'm stuck on.
How do we know that?
And y'all don't know that.
It's in the reporting. Like, how do you... because the thing, like, my thing is that you're going at the reason, and I can see as a lawyer, just even being as a lawyer, I'm just thinking as a lawyer, and they're nasty people. You knew he was a football coach, so you know you were trying to get as much money as you possibly could.
As you could, yeah.
How'd you not read up on this and figure out that it was a working affair?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
And it's also like,
how does something it's so big of information? How were their lawyers able to prove and show that y'all admitted that? That's so silly. It
makes no sense. Well, apparently they said the detective
I would fire that lawyer.
That detective is the one who...
You're a detective.
They said the detective is the one who failed to tell them that Moore was old girl's boss. Because basically she went and was like, he keeps calling me, he keeps harassing me, all this other stuff. And they feel like that was a reckless omission on her part of not saying to the detective that they worked together. So when they went back and obviously did this discovery, they found out that, like, the work day that he was calling her on, she didn't take leave that day. The calls happened during, like, work hours, and it was basically, like, very shortly after they found out who their Citrus Bowl opponent was. So it's like, he really could have actually had purpose in calling her.
This is so easy on their part, on Moore's lawyer's part. It's not even genius. It's just stupid on the other people's part. Yeah, they just made it.
And then they said that she also made claims that he had a history of domestic violence, even though there's no claims from her end of him ever being violent towards her, nor like other police reports. So to sit there and say, oh, he has this history of domestic violence when it's not a proven history, like, it's just like, it does kind of seem like a ploy at this point to try to milk the situation for more than what it is. Because again, he did stalk her and he did go into her home allegedly. But
because also, if there's no reports from his wife as well, you can't say that. Even if it's true, you have to make those reports. You have to make a report at some point to say he has a history of domestic violence. Because if there's no history of it, you can't say there is. History. Yeah. Yep. Come on.
Yep. So they're starting to think it's reckless testimony or reckless omission, things of that nature. They're thinking that the detective could have purposefully not included that information, but been aware of it. So it's just become more of a mess. Because at the end of the day, a lot of this is hearsay too. But like, the proven information wasn't even given. So they have another court date on March 2nd. And
that's what, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, that's next week, but yeah.
No, I mean, it may as well be tomorrow, but yeah. Child. That would be quite a turn of events if the charges got dismissed, because again, at the end of the day, he did stalk her and go into her home. Like, that did still happen, allegedly. But to lie and be weird about it on the front end.
You're already messing up your chance to prove that he did that by doing that.
By doing all this extra stuff. Unless it was the detective.
Which is weirder. What are we doing?
It don't make no sense.
Like, I'm just thinking, my thing is just like, I'm not even like
maybe the detective hates Michigan.
He ain't gonna get his job back. Like, so I don't know, man. And if you hate Michigan, he wasn't doing that good of a job. If any, but he still can't get his job back.
I don't know.
He still broke their policy. That's why he got fired from there.
That's why he got fired, because of the fraternization. Right. I don't know. I just think it's insane.
And then if you're a detective, if that's what you're thinking, or if you're just trying to do this, you're fired. You should be fired.
Everybody involved should be fired. Like, if this case actually gets dismissed, that department, whatever department it came from, has to be investigated, because there's no fucking way that we know this information and y'all somehow got all the way to court and they didn't know that information.
That was the whole point of this. That was the whole point of this, is that they worked together. And it ended up costing him his job. That's the whole point. That's why he showed up at your house.
Why did y'all think he got fired? I'm confused. Like, why did y'all think he got fired? Because it wasn't for losing, unfortunately.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Because he only had 1 year there. He was never going to get fired for losing. He still made a bowl game.
The Citrus Bowl.
Yeah, so like...
Ciao.
It's dumb. I'm not a lawyer or a detective, and that's so dumb.
He's like... So back to our point last episode about having degrees and not being smart. This is falling into that, because I don't know how we got here, but at the end of the day, the American legal system sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. This is one of those instances where it's going to work against itself, because at the end of the day, we don't have due process for immigrants, but we do have due process for cheating ass head football coaches. Anyway, moving on to a situation that does not need due process, and it's actually quite sad. Vikings, is he a wide receiver? I think he was a wide receiver.
Ronald Moore?
Ronald Moore.
I have no idea.
Ronald Moore. Ronald. Okay, so now we need to look. This is actually sad. Ronald Moore. Okay, I wrote it right? Am I tripping? Yes. So, sorry. I'm doing too much intro, but yes, Rondell Moore was found dead in his home. He was 25 years old, and unfortunately, the cause of death was an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. It's all very sad. This news just came out like 2 days ago, I think.
I think so.
And it's like, you hate to see people die young.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You hate to see people die young, but especially when it's self-inflicted. There's not a lot of information about like his mental health or anything like that, but don't want to like not acknowledge that someone passed away, and obviously offer like my heart and my condolences to his family, because again, like 25 years old, like you haven't even lived life, you know, and you're an NFL player. Like, this is kind of the time of your life where you would, you know, hope that you're a little bit happier, that you made it, you know, all of that, but clearly that was not his story.
Why I don't want, because I don't want to come off morbid or something, but why does this sound familiar? Like, this happened not too long ago, like a couple years ago.
There was another
NFL player
that did that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, it happened to a Cowboys player this year.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
and he was young too, right?
He was young. He was 25 years old as well, I believe. Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah. So the boys are I don't know what's going on.
Seriously, fellas, if you're listening, watching, and ladies too, but I'm just gonna directly talk to the fellas right now, because it's a lot more serious with us. Legit, truly, because it's not. I'm not gonna tell you to go, because it's not my right, it's not my role to say to go to therapy. But seriously, consider something, anything other than that. If you're feeling that way, consider doing something, please, to get some type of help for it. Because this is, I would say, in the last year and a half, this is like the 5th person I've heard doing this. And it's been a male every single time.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just give the resources, obviously. Like, if you feel, you know, any type of emotional distress, or a person near you is feeling that, you can call or text 988, and that's the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. There are crisis counselors. They are available for 24 hours a day. You can literally call at any time. If you need additional help, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, or the NAMI helpline, is available. That's number 800-950-6264, or you can text helpline to 62640. There's a lot of organizations with NAMI, so if you live, especially if you live like in a major city, they should have a chapter that is there that can serve you. But there's a lot of mental health resources out there. It could be therapy, it could be, hobbies, other things, but find a way to take care of yourself and be able and have somebody in your life, whether it's a therapist, a friend, a parent, whoever, who you feel like you can actually really talk to about how you're feeling, because suicide, of course, is a very, very high cause of death, especially for young men. And it's because we live in a culture that tells you guys that you're not supposed to cry, and it tells you guys you're not supposed to have emotions and you're not supposed to share those things, but that's what makes you a complete human being. So, never feel bad about crying or being upset about something or whatever. And if you have a environment that's taught you that, just interrogate that within yourself of, why that might not be a healthy tactic is the best that I can say with that too.
And most times, it doesn't feel right to be told or feel like you should ignore it, suck it up. It doesn't feel good. It physically doesn't feel good. That. So any outlet, just try to find something. And like you said, she gave those outlets and those routes. But even if it's like, I honestly, guys, walking outside on a sunny day does a lot. It really
Touching
does.
grass is great. It actually is great. Like, touch some grass, get some fresh air, go get some ice cream. Like, and obviously ice cream is not going to solve depression. So nobody on the show is indicating that. Like, yes, there are some mental health things that require more medical
Serious.
intervention.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
at the end of the day, there's ways to take care of yourself. And, nobody obviously wants to get to that point where you feel like the only way that you're going to feel better is that way.
Just,
Nobody
yeah.
wants that. So, really, really tough, because again, two of them, like you said, were active NFL players. So it does beg the question of what type of mental health services is being provided by the NFL,
Yeah.
and what
Especially
kind of
since we
services they
went
can
over this
continue to
whole,
provide.
since we've gone over the head trauma CTE thing, and
Yeah.
we've talked about player safety, and we're wearing the caps and things like that. So we're not even like, come on, we should be, especially when the whole reason we looked into the brains of football players and wrestlers and things like that was suicide. So come on, guys.
We got to be real.
Why are
Yeah.
we not going on that route? That should be offered from every facility free of charge.
Shouldn't be a question. Shouldn't be a
Yeah,
question. If every team can
you're
have a chaplain, every team can have a mental health expert on staff that
you
could
if you
be
got a
there to
if you got a
therapize
guy to
them and all
go
of those
take this
things.
pill, take this shot, you should be able to have a guy that be some people to go talk to. I think the
That
NBA
works with their
does.
minds. That's
Yeah, I think the NBA has
yeah, I don't know
started
if it's a team
offering that,
standard yet, but
but some
yeah,
teams offer
yeah. I
it.
think it's
Yeah,
just like a
so,
league wide. Yeah.
and honestly, to get some good graces, Roger Goodell, it'd be fucking
Yeah,
smart.
cuz yeah, it's not looking good. And I think all of the sports leagues need to have this service, so I'm not just putting it
Obviously,
towards the
yeah.
NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have two active NFL players that have died in the same season, and both of them the same way, and again, to your point with the CTE and all the prevention and all of that, I mean, we've all seen the concussion movie. Like, that's your next step, is you're providing, these are professional athletes, and that all of this support is required when you're a professional athlete. It's your physical body, it's your nutrition, it's your mind, it's all of those things. All of that
Right.
plays a role in how you perform too. Like, if we want to take the suicide out of it, like a healthy player mentally is going to perform better than a player who's stuck on whatever they're stuck on, for whatever reason, because we all have different things that trigger us. So, yeah, I'm hoping that this definitely prompts more mental health generosity from the NFL as well, because a lot of these services could use a good fat donation from the NFL, but also just having resources available for the players, because anything could affect their mental health. They're famous, first of all. They're
Yeah.
they're expected to perform at a high
This
level every fucking week.
on top of the social media aspect, all of them are, especially since
Yeah, all of that. Now people are putting in parlays on these.
25-year-old.
Now people are putting in parlays on these poor men and sending them death threats and stuff because they don't hit their parlays. Like,
the least you could do, if you're gonna do this and you're gonna make sports bet, you're gonna go in bed with these gambling companies. The least you could do is provide that. And honestly, you could probably, and I don't know if it already exists, it probably does, but we could go, it adds to the sports medicine job
The field. Yeah.
Field, because now you have
Yeah.
you could create specialists that focused in on that type of mental health when it comes to being
And
an
sports
athlete.
psychology
And
is
so,
a
yeah,
specialization, but there's not a
that's
lot of
what I
sports
thought.
psychology
Okay,
jobs.
that's what I thought. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
figured it was. I'm just
Yeah. You can,
yeah.
it's very few schools that you can actually get a degree in sports psychology. Like even at SMU, there wasn't a sports psychology, but basically you could kind of like double major in psychology and sport management. And that was kind of like
Got you.
the vibes. And then once you did like your capstone, you could do your capstone intertwining both. Like SMU was really cool about like, even if they didn't have a degree program, you could kind of make one. But also we pay way too much money for us to not be able to do that. So anyway,
I feel like it's any
but
university.
yes, it is a degree that you can get is sports
Okay, that's what
psychology.
I figured. So it would
Yeah.
make it more. I don't know how popular it would get, but I'm sure more schools would add such a field to their type of degree that you could receive. So it's so smart that I know it's not gonna happen. 'Cause
I know. We're over
I
here
just
solving
know
the world's
this
problems. We really are.
because I know this league. I've loved this league my entire life, and I know it. They knew concussions was causing all these problems back then. They knew about it, and they did nothing about it until it became a problem. And it was already a problem until it became a problem that it caused them money.
That we could see and feel. Yeah.
As
Yeah.
soon as it
That's
started
really what it's
costing
about.
them money, it became a problem for them.
There
So
we go. I was
that's
like, I
really
didn't want
what's
to
gonna
say it,
happen.
but
Oh yeah. Oh, I
yep.
know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. As
Because
soon
we
as they
can
start
only do so
costing
many
them money.
moments of silence on the field. We can only do so many moments of silence. Like, let's be fucking for real. Like, we need to acknowledge what's going on here. And again, like I said, for all sports leagues, like opening up the industry to having sports psychologists that are staff that are just as important as the training staff, that are
Especially
just as important
and
as the
then
nutrition
the
staff.
younger generation comes into these leagues, they're very more open to this mental health and things like that. You need to
Yes.
provide it. There'd be I'm pretty sure there'll probably be more about it, especially since when you got
They'll
Kevin
be
Love,
demanding it,
DeMar,
probably.
yeah, you got Kevin Love, DeMar DeRozan, Paul George at one point. I'm just naming. I think there's been a few NFL players, but I can't. Saquon, I think, said something about his mental health at one point.
Yes, he has mentioned it before.
Yeah, I think there's a quarterback. I can't think of their name either. But you get the gist. There's been people who brought it up, and the younger they are, they're going to be more open to this, especially since
Yeah.
we're
And again,
now
it's
it's
not
gotten
just
more
mental health.
accepted to tell men to accept their stuff and stuff like that. So it's not, yeah, you're right. It's just not the mental health, but it it plays a big part. We'll we'll see
Well, I was
all
going to say, like, it's not just mental health because it could also be performance coaching. There's so many players who need to go to therapy. Actually, there's been several players who have had like
coaches.
ACL injuries specifically who have needed to go to therapy to work through mental blocks. That is something that is also covered in sports psychology. So think of it from a macro level too. Like just having a sports psychologist available for your team is such an advantage, especially because this young man, he did suffer a torn ACL and he did miss all of last season. I'm not saying that's related to his suicide, but when a lot of times when you have catastrophic injuries, I'm talking Achilles, ACLs, anything that lasts for longer than about 3 or 4 months, you could potentially develop mental blocks where you feel like your body can't do things that it used to be able to do and all of those other things. That requires a sports psychologist. Like your doctor can only push you through PT and get your body to start working right. Your doctor may not be able to work through with you your feeling about how you don't feel like your knee is your knee anymore and like stuff like that. So
Yeah. I would say coaching.
there's a lot of benefits to it.
There's coaching. There's the story about Sean McVay. The fact that he was getting maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep throughout the season, and the only thing that made him really look in and go, "I should take care of myself," was having a child. It shouldn't have to get to that point for you to realize.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. It did. And there's things like that where I think like a doctor would walk in and go, would look at the coach and go, "Can I talk to you for a second?" Like, you don't have
are you
to,
okay?
but but I just want to inquire some stuff. You don't have to listen to me because it's not being forced, but it's a service that's there and it should be there free.
For free for them but you need to pay these people. But, I think we need to start with college. We need to start in college and be providing sports psychologists. These poor children are making millions of dollars. They're seeing money they've never seen before. They are also on social media. They are also athletes. And now they're being treated like pros, where they're also students. And then they gotta do their homework and then fly across the country. Yeah, honey, we need to start with college because that will at least get them a little bit more prepared to get to the pros. And then once the pros catch up, you know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. There needs to be, I mean, it's an industry that's waiting to be broken into, right? Like, getting a degree in sports management wasn't even a thing really until about 10 to 12 years ago, right? So it's all coming down the pipeline. Like, that's just a part of the sports industry that's still being optimized, but definitely seeing the need for it right now. But speaking of optimization, this is our last piece of news. This just happened today, and the WNBA don't make no money crowd must be screaming and crying, because this is the first time in WNBA history that they have reached a revenue level where it has prompted revenue share. Now, this sounds insane considering that there's a very bitter negotiation going on with the new upcoming CBA. So let me give you guys some background info. So basically, in the CBA that they signed in 2020, there was a set number percentage of revenue that basically the WNBA had to hit before it triggered revenue share. Susan Subert has talked about this a few times, that basically, like, even at the time, they weren't super sold on the number, but they felt like it was still kind of sort of doable, but it did kind of come off like a little bit like you're setting this benchmark a little high for what we know we actually can produce. And they did kind of feel like it was a predatory tactic to kind of shut the WNBA up to get them to continue playing, even though it was like, there were a few players that were looking at that number like, are we ever gonna hit that? But they had to get the deal done, right? Now, obviously, nobody knew that COVID was gonna happen, but COVID, of course, caused an issue in all sports when it came to revenue, right? And so they've still been working through that particular CBA up until this year. Now, that CBA is still active until they sign another one, right? So now that they have done all their books, they're doing their taxes, they're getting their shit together, they found out, we hit the revenue number that was set back in 2019, and we have to pay the players. And so each team will be getting $8 million that will be used as revenue share. That will be direct payments to the players. And because this was the last iteration of the CBA, that also includes like all players who were active during that time. So even if some players didn't play this season, they will still get part of the revenue share from whatever season that they played. Okay. And then also, yes, and then also the WNBPA has money from like their licensing deals and other things that's like more like collector revenue that will also be shared from the Players Association. So I say all this to say this is a byproduct of the previous CBA. However, it is very much an illustration of where the WNBA is headed. And that is why, if you're confused still, that is why the players have been fighting for revenue share, because they know what is potentially coming down the pipeline. Because for them to hit this in 2025, it was an unrealistic number in 2019, but is a very real possible number in 2025. That means that the league is growing. That means they've been growing this entire time, right? To the point where, because I also want to be very clear, in the NBA CBA, they get revenue share prior to expenses being taken out. On the WNBA side, it is after they take out expenses, okay? So this is quite literally the money that they had left over after they ran through everything else, and now each team gets $8 million. That's how many teams? 12?
And
that's real money.
Yeah, and I don't want to chime in fully. That, at least as a business standpoint, that kind of makes sense because the NBA makes billions. So like they can do that.
Yeah,
they know they already know their bills are going to be covered regardless. So they can probably do that. 2036, and I think that's a fair number. I would give it. And if it's like by 2036, that should be happening for the WNBA.
Yes, that absolutely.
If they
I have a hot take in that the WNBA needs to be a totally separate entity, but yes.
Well, that won't happen for a minute. I would say it'll probably be. That's why I say that'll even be probably 2036. If it's continued to be run correctly, then yes.
That's what
that commissioner is leaving, correct? Right? That commissioner is leaving, right? She stepped down, right?
No.
Right? No. I thought that was a no. Oh no.
Oh, that's why when you said if it was run properly, I said, my brother in Christ, we are living in poverty. We got Adam Silver and Kathy Engelberg ruining basketball, child. Both of them just skipping down the streets, ruining basketball. That is what's going on. She has not stepped down, even though she gets booed every time she picks up a mic.
I thought she said she was stuck. It was like a rumor that she might be thinking about stepping down.
It was a fake news. Yeah, she is still fully sitting in the players' faces and playing patty cake with their futures. Yes, that is happening. Yes. And now officially, this happened kind of a little bit before we started recording.
It might just happen in spite of her.
It will. This happened prior to us, like right before recording, but breaking news, they have now set a deadline that the CBA does need to be kind of signed, still delivered by March 10th in order for the season to be on time. I do believe that they are using the revenue share as also a pressure tactic to make the players to sign a shitty deal. And I really hope that they don't do that, because unfortunately, this is probably the most leverage that the players will ever have. So if there was going to be a strike, it's probably going to have to be now.
It's hilarious that number can be a leverage tactic for both the CBA and the WNBA. This shit's so silly. Like, because it's like, duh, look how much money we made. And it's like, well, look, you might not ever make that again. So you might, like, it's like,
it's like, what? It's like, well, and it's also like, I think it's because there's been this overarching narrative that the WNBA don't have no money, and that's not necessarily true. The WNBA has money, but it is spread amongst a lot of different stakeholders. That's just what it is, right? Like, they got to pay the NBA, they got to pay these ownership groups, they stole part of their stock, they got to pay them. Like, you know, but also I think everybody becomes a finance expert when it comes to the WNBA all of a sudden. Y'all show me a league that was profitable within their first 30 years. Any sports league. None of them were.
No,
the NFL wasn't profitable until year 40. The NBA wasn't profitable until year 40. I don't even know if the NHL is profitable. I think they are a little bit, but the WNBA gets more viewership than they do.
They're profitable. They're definitely profitable. Yeah.
But the point I'm getting at is like,
I don't know if
it takes some time.
I don't know. Yeah, you're obviously right. I don't know the history behind how they were getting paid in those times, and I'm going to assume they weren't getting paid much either, because
they weren't getting paid much. But as soon as the time came, if you listen
to Chuck and Kenny, they weren't
getting paid much, but when the time came, when the time came, the floodgates
it eventually
happened.
And that's the problem. Yeah.
That's the difference, is that when the time came, when Magic and Larry Bird came in and changed the NBA, and it was no longer on tape delay, and they had live games, and they were selling out stadiums, and all of that was going on, and Magic Johnson became the first NBA player to sign a $1 million contract. He was not the first for a very, very long time. The floodgates opened as soon as they could. That's the problem, is that we want to keep making all these cockamamie-ass excuses as to why these women don't deserve to be paid. Respectfully, kiss my ass. These are hardworking professional athletes who deserve the same benefits that any other professional athlete gets. And I don't care if you personally don't like the WNBA. I don't give a fuck who you are, user 0179632. No one's asking you. The point is,
they just had the sad, unfortunate to have always had bad commissioners. Like the NBA, NFL,
not good
NBA,
leadership at all.
NFL, and like have had commissioners that wanted to grow the sport, and I don't think any WNBA commissioner has truly wanted to.
Especially Kathy Engelbert, because I would argue that the commissioner prior to her did want to grow the sport, but there was a lot of structural issues with growing the sport, because now there's a lot of conversation, and I'm not sure even what I think about this yet, which is why I haven't brought it up fully, but there's conversation about like the NBA maybe purposefully like making sure the WNBA is not profitable because it's a write-off for them as an organization. That has been a conversation that has been starting about like the WNBA not being profitable ultimately benefits the NBA at the end of the day. I don't know about that. I venture to agree a little bit, because I do feel like NBA leadership is also causing an issue with this. Like, Adam Silver has entirely way too much hubris about like, we're not giving them what they're asking for, but they need to hurry up. Like, what do you mean by that? Because at the end of the day, you're over here creating a 17th tournament so that the losers can play more losers so they can have the loserist draft pick. So I don't know what the fuck you're on about. Talking about we need to hurry up. Like, you need to hurry up and figure out how you're finna get butts and seats over there, sir, before your ass gets bounced up out of here. So, anyways, not to go on a full rant.
And to think that tanking is the problem. It's like there's been tanking the entire
what? And my thing is, you're not hiding.
Sport.
you're not hiding the fact that this has more to do with gambling than anything. Like, those of us who are fans and know what's going on, we're not confused. This is about these damn gambling companies mad because people are putting in bets, and the people are mad at the companies because they're not winning because players aren't playing. That's what this is about.
Because if fans are mad at tanking, it's the obvious show of it with Utah.
Yes.
And the thing is, even if they are mad, they fully understand.
Be mad.
Because think about it as me. When I heard that Washington traded for Trae Young and Anthony Davis, my immediate thought was they're not playing for the rest of the year.
They are for next year.
That's next year. That's a next year thing. That was the first thing that went through my mind. This is next year. So we're going to be bad to even get a good pick. So it's like it's just
that's like, a sports tactic too. Like, what are we even talking about? Like, there are many teams that do that.
The only thing if fans were mad about is that players are coming on the court and not giving real effort. You could lose, even if you're trying to lose. Like, you could give me effort.
Play like something.
You give me effort. And if the coach sits you down and go, well, we know we're losing, but at least we gotta show. But when you're like, when I talked about that one guy months ago, talking about the Kings, and he was yelling at Zach LaVine to play defense and do something. And we
didn't come here to watch you not play defense or something like that.
And he told him to go home. I was like, dog, no.
He bought a courtside seat. The fuck? Like,
I didn't come.
I don't think players own, especially on the NBA side. This is not even a topic on this show, but I don't think players own the fact that they are entertainers as much as like previous players do. Like, Michael Jordan spoke about this, where he was like, at the end of the day, like, I'm here to put on a show for these people. Like, yes, I play basketball, I score, I do this, but I'm here to put on a show.
I would think basketball is the only sport in today's time that has become like, and I'm going to say NBA, because I don't watch enough college basketball to know, but if anything, it still seems to be more exciting. So I'm going to say NBA.
Yeah, they're very demonstrative in college still.
Yeah, so I'll say I think the NBA is the only sport where they have forgotten that it is a form of entertainment, and it's a form of it's family entertainment. It truly is. Even though you're making millions and celebrities, because they became a celebrity from that state, so they show up to those games and stuff. Like, you get celebrities do be, but you are the backbone, and it's the same thing with wrestling. It's gonna fail. I'm telling you, the WWE is probably gonna crash in 10 years if they keep going the way they're going.
If they stay on this path,
the backbone of sports is family. And the family, entertaining families. That's why there were so many players, because still in college football and football today, a lot of the speeches coaches give out goes, there's a poor family that saved up for 3 years to come watch you play this one time. Put on a show. It's not happening in the NBA anymore, and a lot of players don't care. Even the legends, I think maybe one kind of still cares to put on a show, and that's Steph Curry.
Steph.
Steph.
He understands that he's an entertainer still. I think even LeBron still understands that
from time to time. From time to time,
but it doesn't happen But also, I'm going to give him concessions. That man is 40 years old, okay? And this is a celebratory 40, okay?
I give you that.
He is doing the damn thing at 40 years old, you know?
Fair enough. I give you that. You're out there. I don't care if you want to be 40 and be out there. You're out there.
Yeah, I'm just saying that there's at least concessions that can be made for him. I don't have one for a 26-year-old. I don't have one. Because at least you can, like...
Because because the thing is like, and the problem is, I think I blame players like James Harden, because there should be, even though you wanted to be traded, still play. Because the reason why
play the game,
play hard. Because if you're gonna play trash, your stock. Your stock is falling. Your trade
stock is, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody wants you. Nobody, and then the Grizzlies aren't going to want to trade you because nobody's offering anything that's actually worth letting you go. They'd rather just keep you there than be like, oh, we could trade it for a couple picks. No, they're going to want a solid trade to get rid of their, I mean, for lack of a better term, franchise player. Like, come on. So, yeah, it's interesting, but I think the WNBA hitting this number is just an indicator, like I said, of what's to come. So stop playing in these players' faces, please. We're begging.
Yeah, you ain't got no. You
stop it.
You ain't got no choice.
like the players asked for 40% revenue share. They have since conceded and asked for 27.5. They have shaven, what is that, 12.5% off of what they're asking for because they want to get a deal done just as much as the WNBA does. Like, nobody wants to not have a season. It has been very much clearly spoken about the fact that because these women make about the same amount of money as an entry-level data entry position, that a lot of them cannot afford to not have a season. They quite literally cannot afford it. So it's not even like, we just want to sit out just off GP. They want these women to get paid. Only the top 1% of players would be able to survive not having a season. You know what I'm saying? So, like, negotiating in good faith is just, I feel like, the bare minimum. But it seems
The
like
WNBA can't afford to not have a season.
And that's what's blowing me is like, do y'all not realize what's at stake here? Because y'all just signed a $2.2 billion TV deal. If there's nothing to put on TV, these people are going to be pissed. That's what's throwing me. Because I'm like, you have so many stakeholders, Kia, Ally, Aflac, all these other brands that have shoveled millions of dollars into the WNBA just in the last 2 years. Do you think they're going to be happy about not having a season? If I'm Kia, I'm pissed because that means all that money that I just invested in renaming all the awards for the fucking All-Star Weekend, gone. Come on now.
all those ugly names, but yeah.
I'm crying. They're not ugly.
They are.
Well,
once you start putting the Kia,
it's just the Kia. It's just like the Kia All-Star MVP. They just put it at the front.
No, yeah. Gross.
Because it's a sponsored. MVP. Well, it's a sponsored. It's a sponsored. What am I trying to say? It's a sponsored award now because they provide the cash prize for it. So,
I understand. I get it. I hate it with the NBA too. I hate it with the NFL. It's called the Ford. I think it's called the Ford Super Bowl MVP. Like it's sponsored by Ford. Gross.
He's like, hate it. Leave your name out. Anyways, the point is,
advertisements out of my sports. They be talking about get politics out of my sports. No, get advertisements out of my sports and out of my sports games.
Out of here.
What happened to the game I love?
Screaming. We're gonna move to. Do you have any final thoughts? This is our 2-minute drill. Do you have any final thoughts about the Winter Olympics? They just had closing ceremonies yesterday. The United States had lots and lots of medals.
I only watched 2 events from the Winter Olympics. And that was the gold medal games for hockey, only because I think I watched it as a meme and then enjoyed the games. So I figured I would.
This is great, actually.
No, I figured I would enjoy the games, but I did only watch it as a meme because it was like we were going against Canada, and like I was like, this is gonna be funny.
The lore.
So so I was like, I'm gonna watch it, and we ended up winning, so it was great. But other than that, I didn't see much. Besides the scandal with also Canada cheating and curling.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's the only thing I really ended up watching was some curling and then those 2 hockey games. So I don't have much to give on it besides the whole, I hate this country, but USA.
Yeah, I gave one little USA chant when the women won the gold medal game. I am just not gonna even talk about what's going on the internet with the phone call that the men received in the locker room. I'm just not even going to acknowledge that because at the end of the day, 8 out of the 12 medals that we won were either a women's team or an individual woman. So you can sit in the locker room and make fun of women's sports all fucking day, but we're the reason why we have most of the medals that we have, and that has happened for the last 6 Olympics in a row. So you can respectfully kiss my ass if you have anything to say about that, but I'm not even gonna get into it. Either you know what I'm talking about or you don't. Well, I'm hoping personally, obviously this is just a me thing, but I'm hoping because, women's sports are super hot right now that this will, obviously cause an influx of fans into the PWHL. So this is my moment to just give a plug. The PWHL does start on Thursday, February, whatever the date is, 27th or whatever, 26th. The PWHL is the professional hockey league here in the United States. A couple of the gold medal players are on some teams in the PWHL, and a lot of their games are available for streaming for free on YouTube. So if you're interested in women's hockey and you're like, what's next? The PWHL.
I didn't know they had a professional league.
Look at me teaching the people. So that's all I have on the Olympics. I don't really watch the Winter Olympics, so I just
barely watch summer. I watch some of the summer, but I used to watch a lot more of the summer when I was younger. Not much now. As I
love the Summer Olympics. I have fallen in love with surfing in a way that's actually unhealthy.
As I've gotten a job,
I love surfing.
That's why I've missed so much. It's the same with the winter. It's because I have a job and most of these events are happening during work
during the
hours.
day. Yep. He said, "I am employed."
It gets in the way. It gets in the way. Like I missed all of tennis. The last Summer Olympics, I missed all of the tennis. I missed all the diving. I managed
to catch the diving.
I missed most of the swimming. I got to watch track and I got to watch basketball. Even then I was like sometimes staying up way too fucking late. So like it's because they put that stuff during the day. Honestly, if they're gonna have the Olympics,
it's a time zone thing.
Yeah, and they should pay for us. They should pay for us to have those days off so we can watch the Olympics. We should get 2 months off, or was it a month? It's a month.
There was a whole discourse about why, like, people were trying to blame Peacock for the men's game being at 8 a.m. And I'm like, do y'all not understand that this is happening like across the world? Like, is everybody okay? It's only 8 a.m. for us. It's not 8 a.m. for them over there. Like, what is...
I was sick.
Is everybody okay?
I was sick because I was at work and everybody was like talking about the game. And I was like, oh my God, of course it's on right now. Like,
I fully turned that shit on at... the women's game, I fully turned it on in the middle of the day. I was like, I will be watching hockey. So if y'all need me, don't need
Somebody
me.
at my job turned it on. They was talking about it, and I just put it on my phone. But I was like,
it was very entertaining. Because it was given we was finna lose. I've never been so stressed out watching a sport I didn't know in my life. I was like, oh my God. And then it's like, mind you, I'm not dumb, right? So I understand it to a certain extent. I just don't know all of like the language and the things and whatever. And I had like questions, just like general questions, like how many refs are there and like stuff like that. But like, I understand the sport. I understand you need defense. You got defense, you got offense. You spend a lot of time on this side of the ice. What's going on? Why are these shots? What's going on with the angles of these shots? Shot selection is not that great. We need the puck popping between the players. Like we need to set something up. Like it's very basketball-esque in a way. So I started looking at it kind of like from that standpoint of like, there's just so much frantic skating. Everybody just needs to stop and find each other for just a second. We just need one goal. Like it was, honestly, our goalie kept us in the game. Shout out to her because she did the interview because she kept us in the game.
Happens.
She kept us because Canada really could have chewed our asses up if our goalie wasn't doing her job. I can't tell you nothing about what happened in that men's game because I was not getting up at 8 a.m. on a Sunday. But Jordan explained it to me, and allegedly it was an interesting game.
It was. It was an exciting game. It was an exciting game.
Okay, I was like,
both games were really good. Both games were good, but it was just it's like 8 a.m. They got it was lucky that I got to watch that game because I woke up like an hour in, and I only woke up because I was like, let me just do my PT. I missed a day or two, so I was like, let me get up and just do it. And that's when I got on I saw Twitter. And I was like, right now, bet in
this moment.
Okay, like
I guess I'll turn.
Who the hell wakes up that early on a fucking Sunday? Like.
No, I was scream laughing because people were talking about how they were like playing in their pre-games. They were like, okay, we're going to pregame at 6. I'm going to bring the Tito's. And someone's like, I'm going to bring McMuffins from McDonald's. I was like, y'all are tripping.
And we're going to have heartburn by noon. Like,
no, because why did one of my coworkers text me at like 10 a.m. and was like, hey, dude, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm sleeping. And she was like, well, we're up. We're drinking. Da-da-da-da. And y'all can have fun. I will not be doing that. Like, I'm in the bed. Fuck y'all. I'm in the bed I'm watching.
That sounds so college. That sounds so college. It sounded exhausting to be hearing somebody who was drinking at 10 a.m.
But it's because they watched the gold. They got up and watched the gold medal game and like, period. But again,
sheesh.
I'm watching women's college basketball.
Crazy.
Drinking it. I mean, truly. Moving into, speaking of women's college basketball, moving into our screenplay because we don't have a power sweep because we've been here for an hour, child. And unlike Jordan, I just will skip the segment. Okay, we don't have a power play. We don't have it. For the screenplay, starting on whatever the 25th is that tomorrow? No, that's Wednesday. Starting on Wednesday. Can I get my life together? Lord Jesus, starting on Wednesday.
You just know as long as if it's Saturday and Sunday, I ain't got much to do. That's really how you look at it.
I'm like, what day is it? Okay, sorry. So there's some really, really interesting matchups coming up for women's basketball. And again, I'm going to give the disclaimer. If you want to know what men's games to watch, you're at the wrong show. I don't know what's going on over there, okay?
Either
They're
do I.
playing
I just don't
basketball.
watch
Folks is
college
getting
men's
kicked out in the middle of the
basketball.
games, and some people are fighting. That's what I have for you as far as men's basketball. Watch the men's basketball. I
I
think
did see one.
Michigan.
I forgot what his name is. I think it was a Michigan player. I don't know, but he hit a crazy jelly layup. Like he got past the ball, went up on two, and then went in between them and like went low and flicked it up straight in. I was like, oh, that's nasty. That's a
Things we love
nasty
to
play.
see. Things we love to see. But yeah, so as far as women's games are concerned, on March, am I okay? On February 25th, on Wednesday, Michigan and Ohio State play each other. That's going to be a pretty important matchup because that's a Big Ten moment, obviously. And
Both
obviously
teams are
every
good too,
matchup
right?
is
They
both
usually
teams are
are.
good.
Yeah.
Michigan is like the sparky, like young gun sort of vibe. Ohio State's like very like poised, beautiful basketball sort of vibes. But also it's Big Ten. So why can't I talk? It's because it's been over an hour. Conference tournaments are coming up, so pretty much any conference matchup is becoming more and more important, obviously, for seeding in those
Mid-March,
tournaments.
I
And then,
believe, right?
obviously, as we move forward into the Selection Sunday, which is only in a few short weeks. So that's the matchup for Wednesday. Now, I think I mentioned this on the last episode, but if I haven't mentioned it, the nights that you really want to, and days that you really want to turn into women's basketball are Thursdays and Sundays. That's usually where all the good games are kind of collected. It's a little annoying because sometimes the good games come on at the same time. But if you have an ESPN account, then you can do multi-view, where you can watch them all at once and you can switch through which ones you want the sound to play on. So get into that. But on Thursday, the 26th, we have LSU, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Florida, Bama, Vandy, and Texas, Georgia. So SEC night, basically. But again, all of these matchups matter. These are all ranked matchups. LSU is ranked. Ole Miss is ranked. Bama and Vandy are ranked. Texas and Georgia are ranked. And again, this is obviously not just affecting their seeding in the SEC tournament, but ultimately their seeding in the top 16. So again, all of these matchups matter so much more. Tennessee is kind of in the hot seat right now. Like, I'm surprised that coach is not fired yet because it's not going well over there, honey. It's not going well over there.
They usually always good.
Yes, it's not. The post-Pat Summit era is very shitty right now, but
it's hard. That's hard.
It's hard. You're never going to replace.
That's a hard heel to feel.
You're never going to replace Pat Summit. They're already on their second coach post Pat Summit.
Yeah, that's a big heel to feel.
It's not looking good. They made history as the first ever Tennessee team to lose 7 of their last 9 games, and they're no longer ranked. It's just not looking good. It's just not looking good. And Andrea Carter, who, if you guys don't know this, Andrea Carter, she's part of the big three, the Chene, Andrea, and Elle Duncan, which they won't be doing that anymore because she's going to Netflix. But anyways, sorry, broadcast nerd. Anyways, Andrea Carter is a Tennessee Volunteer. So she very much feels very strongly about this and had about a 1.5 minute rant on College Game Day after the game, basically saying that it's very obvious that the players don't believe in themselves, they don't believe in each other, they don't believe in the system, and they need to figure something out if they want to be in the tournament. It's the short versions. Them playing LSU, with LSU coming off of a dub, a very, very resoundingly large dub, is going to be very interesting because LSU obviously is trying to build some momentum after losing to South Carolina. Same thing with Ole Miss. Ole Miss is trying to build some momentum because they just got smacked up by, again, none other than South Carolina. South Carolina is the SEC regular season champion, by the way. So pretty much every team that I'm talking about has been smacked up by South Carolina. But Ole Miss just lost. Ole Miss just lost. Florida is still on the hunt to try to get into those ranked standings, so that's going to be a good one. Bama and Vandy is going to be a good one. They both have had upsets and been upset, so there's just a lot of effort and energy coming into that game. And then Texas and Georgia, I just feel like it's fun in college football. It's fun in college basketball. That's just kind of what that is. Moving on to Friday and Saturday, because this is not a college basketball plug.
In college football?
It's fun. The vibes. Okay, the vibes.
Okay.
It's the vibes. It's not always the game. It's the vibes.
All right, fair enough.
It be the vibes.
Always.
Okay? I was like, first of all, I just meant the vibes. I was never talking about the games. Moving on to Friday the 27th. So this is actually not women's college basketball. This is Unrivaled. That is the last day of Unrivaled regular season basketball. It is a quadruple header. You will see every club play that day. And it will be the final games for some, like there's some teams who are still fighting for that last playoff spot. So we're going to find out who the last team to clinch a playoff spot is that day. And then the playoffs immediately start the next day. They start on Saturday. So if you're not watching women's college basketball on Friday and Saturday, which you probably won't be unless you want to watch Paul play fucking East Carolina University of God in Christ, watch Unrivaled. Angel Reese is back. We'll talk about that more a little bit, but watch Unrivaled. That'll be fun. And then on Sunday, oh my God, don't do anything, okay? On Sunday, March 1st, don't do anything especially because a lot of these matchups, again, matter quite a bit. ACC Women's Tournament starts on the 2nd, I believe. SEC Women's Tournament starts on the 3rd. I think Big Ten starts on the 3rd or the 4th. All of these tournaments are about to start. So this is kind of their last little go at it. So there's a lot of games. I wouldn't say watch all of them, but if you're looking for suggestions, Texas and Bama, Duke and University of North Carolina, which will be very interesting because Duke and University of North Carolina just played each other like literally 3 days ago. Literally 3 days ago.
Why are you saying the full name?
Duke and UNC. They played each other literally a couple days ago. I'll tell you offline why I'm saying the whole name. But
okay.
They played each other a few days ago, and Duke won, but by the skin of their chinny chin chin. They only won for 4 points, so we'll see what the vibes are there. Usually playing another team that soon is not always great. Ohio State is playing Michigan State. That's a ranked matchup. South Carolina is playing Kentucky. Vandy is playing Tennessee, so we'll see what the vibes are depending on how Tennessee performs with LSU. Because now Tennessee is like you're watching just to it's like watching a train crash. Like you just have to keep watching. But also Vanderbilt is really, really good. Michaela Blakes, who's their kind of star player, became the first SEC player to have 10 30-point games in one season. So watch just for her, really. Texas Tech versus Arizona State. Arizona State is actually really good. They're just not ranked. So Texas Tech really needs to watch their back on this. But Texas Tech is also really, really good. Ole Miss plays Texas A&M. Texas A&M is kind of on the heater right now because they just beat Tennessee like crazy. Like it was actually insane the way that they beat Tennessee. So This is a game that Ole Miss can't afford to drop because A&M is not ranked and they just lost to South Carolina. Georgia, Florida, same thing. Georgia can't afford to lose this game. Louisville, Notre Dame. Notre Dame must win this game if they have any chance of being ranked.
I do not like Florida's uniforms. God, they're ugly. I think in football and in basketball, it's just ugly. Why?
It said he will not be watching because he hates uniforms. So Louisville and Notre
Dame. I
really
do not like Florida's uniform. Ugh. It's the orange. It's the orange. It's got to be.
And why are all the Florida schools orange? Like, please pick another color.
But I like Miami.
Yeah, because they don't wear orange a lot. They keep it more towards the green and the white. I feel like they don't wear like full orange.
Orange is the accent. Where Florida, exactly. It's the second. It's the secondary color. Like ugh.
Yeah, it's aggressive.
Orange
and
helmet.
Blue is the other color, right?
Yeah, these niggas are ugly.
He said, "Ew, yuck." Then my last two suggestions, they're the primetime games. TCU and Baylor. It was really fun the last time they played, so let's do it again. Let's run it back. Olivia Miles just had a 40 ball, so can it happen again? Let's see. Also, she had a 40 ball in the game against Audie Crooks. Audie Crooks fouled out of said game. Oh, let me tell you, the Iowa State TCU game, if you can get to the replay on ESPN, I highly suggest it. That game was actually crazy because literally up until about 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, it looked like Iowa State was going to win that game. And then all of a sudden, Olivia Miles lost all of her consciousness, started chucking threes from everywhere, just basically took over the entire game. Her and her post player, whose name I can never remember on this show, but she's really good too. And then Audie Crooks fouled out, and it was just, it was crazy. It was one of the craziest 6 minutes basketball I ever personally watched, and TCU ended up winning. TCU's on a heater right now. And then I put these letters in the wrong order, but we do have a rivalry game with UCLA and USC. Get into the Sunday matchups because we're gonna have a good time. I think Dante is dying.
Yeah, I didn't even see you say UCS.
I was typing really fast. Are there any sports on this week that you would like to plug? I hear there's a UFC fight or something coming up. I don't know.
There might be a UFC fight. If anything, if you might be a little bit college basketball out because you watched all those games, but you still want to watch the sport. No, that's not this week. I think Elimination Chamber. Yeah, I think Elimination Chamber is this weekend. this Saturday. Oh yeah. So this Saturday, so you'll be able to do both Unrivaled and Elimination Chamber if it is this Saturday. I don't remember because the thing is like I've been watching wrestling, but they just can't. They go from storyline to storyline, and those storylines kind of factor over multiple PLEs. They go this storyline PLE, all right, bye. And then a new storyline PLE, all right, bye. So like it's just it's hard to stay invested when they just keep throwing away stories. But yeah, I think Elimination Chamber is this Saturday as well. That's the only plug I can think of because baseball doesn't start yet.
We are still waiting on baseball to start.
Yeah.
So I only have 1 2-minute warning, and that is that Angel Reese is back. Like I mentioned before, Angel Reese is back, and she's back like she never left, and that is truly warming my Angel Reese hoops loving soul. Okay, I haven't seen her pick up a basketball since August. The deprivation is insane. But also she played basketball for 2 years straight and was injured. So like I was okay with the girl taking rest, obviously. But just in case I don't get no WNBA season, I'm just glad that I'm getting fed right now. Even if it's crumbs because she wasn't here for the entire Unrivaled season. If y'all are unaware, she just made her Unrivaled season 2 debut on February 20th, literally 3 days ago. And she
on
just
Friday? Okay.
Yeah. She just brings everything that I could ever want in basketball. Performance, energy, like the things that we were just talking about with the NBA. Like she understands fundamentally that she is an entertainer and she leans into that. And I appreciate that. Like she went up, she got her first bucket, tough bucket, turned around and said, "I'm fucking home." Like screamed it at the audience. Like this is the type of shit we're fucking talking about. Like I like demonstrativeness. I like emotions. I like energy. I like clapping in people's faces. Like I live for that shit. Like that's what makes the game fun and interesting to me when players are showing a level of emotion that like they want to win. You know what I mean? Like, and that's it's different in every player. It doesn't have to be at that level. Like, it can be however they want to express it. But I just appreciate the juice that she brings. Like she's just so like you just want to watch her because you just never know what you're gonna get out of her. You know what I'm saying? Like very Dennis Rodman-esque actually.
And you know what? Because you're not gonna like what I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay.
But you're not gonna like what I'm gonna say. I don't enjoy watching her game. Her intensity and energy is lovely. I don't like watching her
Not
game
lovely.
just yet. Yeah, no, it's amazing. I just don't like watching her game just yet because it's still. I'm gonna give a wrestling term. It's green. It's still.
She's only in her 3rd year.
I know,
Yeah.
but she also played in college, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so,
Well,
like,
yeah, but let's be honest, like, and this is because I watch a lot of college sports too. Like, the jump from college to the pros, like, it is a significant jump.
what are we
So,
going to college for?
well, no, I'm saying like she dominated in college, which makes sense, but that doesn't always mean that she's going to dominate at the pros or dominate immediately. Like, her game obviously still needed development.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
don't need you to dominate for me to enjoy your game. She played, and you said like Dennis Rodman. I didn't like watching Dennis Rodman play.
Yeah, he didn't play beautiful basketball all the time. That's
what's the
that's
name?
true.
Zion Williamson.
But he was a dog.
Ugh, I hate it. I hate his game. I do not like watching Zion Williamson
I hate his game
play.
too.
It's still sluggish and slow. It's like it's like she's counting, or both of them. It's like they're counting their moves. They're counting their steps. They're still thinking.
Yes, her movement is very
about their
she's
moves.
thinking about it. You can tell. Yeah.
And I
well,
just
because
need
she's
you
learning skills that she never needed to have in college. Like
and
she
you
also
should have been
kind of had
learning that. I guess maybe it's just me.
her
At
coach
that point,
was
you
Kim
should be
Mulkey. Like
fair.
respectfully, I'm not trying to be funny, and this is like no shade to Kim Mulkey because Kim Mulkey is one of the winningest coaches in college history, right? But however, with that being said, when it comes necessarily to developing pros, that's not really what she does. She wins college championships. She doesn't develop pros, right? Dawn Staley and Gino Auriemma develop pros, you know? So I feel like there's also a level of that too. Well, obviously, I mean, and people are gonna be like, well, Angel Reese went to Maryland first, right? But there's not a lot of pros that came out of Maryland. The only one I can think of off the top of my head besides Angel is Alyssa Thomas, okay? There's not a lot of pros that go to Maryland and actually get drafted and stay in the WNBA. So again, we're talking about who is producing the most pro athletes.
Even in the women's college game, the same problem I feel like is happening in the men's is that we're not developing these.
They're not developing pros. No, there's only a couple coaches that are in the game that are really developing.
Because I think only Michigan
for
State
the pros.
for men is Michigan State and
Duke, Kansas, one of them. It's got to be one of them, right?
Duke and Kansas.
Kentucky, one of them.
They developed a player to have more than just I can run and dunk. So like
yeah.
All right,
Kim
okay.
Mulkey, and this is not an indictment against Kim Mulkey, but I do think because Angel has spoken about so many habits that she even had to change from year 1 to year 2, and I'm sure habits that she's going to have to change from year 2 to year 3 because she was developed to win championships, and that's what she did. She had a 2020 game, one of the only 2020 games in March Madness. Like, that's what she did. She won championships, and she had the advantage most of the time size-wise, whereas now in the WNBA, everybody's the same size as her, and some of them are bigger. So it's just a different game, and I think the biggest thing with Angel's game that I look forward to seeing is poise. Because I'm not going to sit here and act like she plays with a lot of poise. She does have a lot of wild movement. She does kind of toss the ball up there, things like that. But that works for her, which is why I think it's...
Because even that type of gameplay can be finessed where it looks good. Draymond Green,
exactly, yeah.
So, I think
it's just going to take time for her in some more developmental coaching, which I don't even think she's getting in the WNBA, if I'm being honest. I think she was getting it a little bit with Teaspoon when Teaspoon was her head coach.
You can't do it on your own at this point, though.
And you can do it on your own. And
she makes enough residual money outside the WNBA.
Exactly, I agree.
She can do that.
I agree, but when you're talking about like having like how the NBA has entire like player development like divisions, the WNBA does not have that. So any type of development.
Well, I mean, that's a waste of money happening, obviously, and it
is, but it's still a service that's provided to the athletes. Like the WNBA doesn't have that; they have to go out of their own way to book their own trainers, do their own things, whatever, blah blah blah. So, again, I'm not making excuses. I'm just pulling back the curtain a little bit. Like her game is definitely going to develop. It has developed. When she was working with Lisa Leslie last year on Unrivaled, it was developing. So I think we're getting to a point where, and she hasn't played basketball in 5 months, but I think we're getting to a point where like you'll start to see more of that poise and that groundedness and less of that thinking, for sure.
I'm talking about what I've seen, not through the industry. This is what I saw her playing when in college in these first few years. I was just like, I can't enjoy watching her play because I just see, I think, because I've seen it in so many other players. I don't like watching Luka play. Hate it. Sloppy. I think it's sloppy.
Who do you like, Dante? Why y'all call me a hater?
I like watching Wemby play. Jason Tatum. I enjoyed watching Jason Tatum play. I still love watching Steph Curry play.
Love Steph. I like Tyrese Halliburton. I'm a fan.
I do.
I like his little. I like his
really
energy.
like.
Yeah.
I just hate his jump shot, but I really.
It is kind of ugly.
But I do. I like Tyrese Halliburton. I like Ant Edwards from time to time.
Love Ant. Yeah.
Yeah. It's when Ant's in a mode, love watching it. When Ant is forcing it, hate it. He reverts back to a rookie.
The worst basketball you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
It really is.
He has to get more consistent with that. Donovan
I'm a
Mitchell.
Jalen Brunson fan. Personally,
I don't like Jalen Brunson. I don't like watching him play.
I love me some Jalen Brunson. I love it. I love me a ball dominant guard.
Yeah, it's just the problem is he's such a on defense that I can't enjoy his offense. That's why I also don't like watching Luka, because I think Luka is slow and sloppy, and then he doesn't play defense. So I don't like watching his game all the time. And I think because I saw somebody say like Luka's a shot chucker. He's a circus shot maker. He's a circus instead of like a guy who creates shot. He just takes terrible shots and they go in.
And they just go in.
Yeah,
that's
and
true.
I was like,
that
yes,
is so true. That's why we don't like it.
Yeah, because
like, this is why I hate it.
Yeah, because his step back threes are usually terrible, always terrible shots.
And they just go in.
And they just go in. You're like, well, I guess, but like, God, I didn't like watching that. Like,
Dante is like, I'm a basketball purist. I want to see drop steps. I want to see.
Yes, I can see, because the thing is like I can appreciate a hezzy tween. I love watching Kyrie play.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can appreciate it as long as it just doesn't, because Kyrie, he dribbles too much, but there's still a point. There's a goal.
You don't like sloppy basketball, which I can understand.
That's it. That's all.
I understand
That's all
that.
it
That's
is.
why I'm like, and Angel Reese is very sloppy. Like, I don't think anybody's like denying that. I think it's just one of those things where it's like, but she's not any more sloppy than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I think she does have. What I mean by that is, like, I think she has a style.
The problem is that she's so big too.
Exactly. There's a style to her sloppiness that is very specifically her. But like,
and it might be a thing where it's just I might not ever like her game. It'll work for her. I just might never like it. I've gone back and watched Charles Barkley. Gross, but it worked.
I'm trying to think of like Charles Barkley highlights that I've actually seen.
I didn't like watching him.
Of him,
Sean
like,
Kemp
reacting to
didn't like it.
Crying. I'm crying.
It worked though, but if you talk about if people think Giannis ain't got no skill, Sean Kemp running dunk man for real.
He said, "I am Jumpman. That is all I got for you."
But man, like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
I think the other thing about Angel's game is that she does a lot of the, what is the words I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? The things that don't show up on the stat sheet. Like, she does a lot of the little things. Like, she's a elite defender, and we don't talk enough about like her defensive ability, especially being a big. She's like one of the few bigs in the league that can actually defend both a guard and a big, and she can do it in the same possession because she's really great at switching. But it's like, if you're not a basketball person, then you don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's one of the few forwards in the league that can actually get clean steals off of guards. Like, everybody's not able to do that because because they're so much bigger than everybody else. They can't stoop down and do it without fouling. So it's like she has a particular skill set that if you're not really a basketball fan, you won't appreciate it as much because you're only going to look at all she does is miss layups, which is not true. But all she does is miss layups. All she does is get her own rebounds. It's kind of like the propaganda. But when you actually watch her game, you're like, God damn it, she be locking these holes.
Yeah, no, she can sit down in the chair. She definitely can sit down in the chair. And I can appreciate that part of the game. It's just once she has the ball in her hand, I'm like, I don't feel like watching this.
He's like, boo, turn the channel, boo.
Like, that's it. Really is. Say, but when she had to sit down in that chair, I'm locked in. As soon as the ball is in her hand, when we get some real shooters
around her, I feel like it's gonna be a different ball game. Like, even her playing with Chelsea Gray is.
Now, will she remember? Because the one thing about her, though, is that when I have seen when she does get offensive rebounds, is her initial reaction so far is go right back up.
Put it back up. Mm-hmm.
Immediately go right back up. Now, if she gets I'm hoping she would need to start, even without shooters, she would need to start doing that now, where she gets the rebound and looks before immediately going up. Because a lot of people know you're doing that. So it's easy to defend. It's easy to defend because I know exactly what you're about to do. So that's why people be like, it looks like she's getting a lot of rebounds because people know exactly what she's about to do. So they're already defending her as soon as she gets the rebound, making that shot easier. Now, if you start to incorporate passing out, now you can go right back up.
And put it back out. And that is something that is coming. I think we'll see, because Tyler Marsh is still her head coach in Chicago, and he basically kind of put her in this point forward sort of role, but I don't feel like she really got to fully settle into it.
Okay, that should get her into pass.
Yeah, she didn't get to fully settle into it because she just wasn't healthy. Like, sophomore slump, you know, the whole thing. She just wasn't healthy. She had a nagging wrist injury, then she had a nagging back injury, was in and out of games. She never really got to settle into it. Also, plus, particular people that she plays on the knee shots. But anyway...
That was the whole. No one could catch it. It'd be people just not her throwing the ball and no one could catch it. You're like, good Lord,
and then that was happening on a few poverty hoops that she's playing. Yeah, it is very much poverty hoops. When you have a distributor like Chelsea Gray, you see that first of all she's just getting the ball in a better position to make her a better shooter. Like, hello, but I can't even get into that because these fucking people in the Chicago Sky with her act like they don't know how to do a freaking what's not an outlet pass? What's the other one into the paint?
An entry pass. An entry
pass. These people act like they can't do a damn entry pass. She'll have the advantage, and they won't pass her the ball.
No one can. There's point guards in the NBA that can't.
What is going on? What is happening to my sport?
Anyways, basketball.
This lasted for too long, but Angel Reese is back. What is your 2 minute warning?
Basketball. I ain't got one. I ain't got one. I don't. NBA's back. NBA's back because they were on there a week or 2 weeks because it's 2 weeks. They get 2 weeks off.
The All-Star break is 2 weeks.
No, but you get that week before the All-Star break, All-Star weekend, and then you get a week after. That's 2 weeks.
Wait, what?
Yeah, people always try to say like,
no, because I saw some NBA games the other day.
Yeah, the All-Star was a minute ago.
Okay, so you're just saying. I was like, huh? Sorry.
Because the thing is so because they get the like I think 5 days, 4 or 5 days leading up to All-Star Weekend, and then you get All-Star Weekend, and then they get that week off after All-Star Weekend. They get 2 weeks off in the middle of the season. These niggas get on my nerves. But the NBA is back, and there's been games. I've been enjoying watching Wemby. If y'all want to see the next DPOY and MVP for the next 5 seasons coming up, watch that, man.
Because he's definitely gonna some meat on his bones. Because that boy is skinny. I'd be scared every time he hits the ball. I'm like, he's gonna break into a million pieces.
I think he can only put just so much onto his body. Because
eventually, I know, because he's so
for that
tall.
Size, for that size, muscle becomes more of a hindrance, which is so crazy. Because muscle helps you move your bones, but it's going to be a hindrance for his bones if he gets too much weight. It's stupid. You're a freak
very
of nature.
Stupid. But it's just like I'm like, I just want him to not look so fragile. Like he just looks. Him and Chet Holmgren. I'm just like, y'all just look so sickly.
You know,
like,
he
is
would
everybody
take that as
okay? Like, are you
disrespect, right?
eating enough? Like,
He
who?
would take you, Wimpy. You comparing them to? He would take that as disrespect.
Oh well, it kind of is. I'm really only talking about body type.
Body type, but he's like literally out loud in press conferences. Go like he'll show his face. Go like, why are you comparing?
He'll be like,
to that nigga?
Me and that nigga not in the same category.
Me. Like he's not me.
No, the way that their hate is manifesting on the court truly has been one of the best.
I think Wemby just does not like him.
Those matchups. No, yeah, that's what I was like. I've enjoyed that matchup specifically with the Spurs and the Thunder. I just think neither the Spurs nor the Thunder has had a complete team since before the NBA Cup. Or the Emirates Cup, whatever it's called.
Yeah, because what's the name?
Tournament.
What's the name? De'Aaron Fox is like legit. Just now, I would say has fully ingratiated himself.
Back in, there was a matchup. There was one point the Spurs and the Thunder played and Wemby didn't play, and there was another point where they played and SGA didn't play. And whatever.
I think
like there was a couple.
Played in all those games. I think SGA didn't play in one, but I think Wemby has played in every.
Well, Wemby was on limited minutes on one of them though because they sat him down for quite some time.
Yeah. And I think that's the only loss. That was the only loss they have against.
I think so. Yeah. Of course, they were taking advantage of that. It'll be interesting. NBA postseason. Okay, so speaking of men's sports that we will be talking about, and then we're gonna get out of here. We will talk about the NBA postseason. That's when Jordan usually dials into the NBA too. But even if not, me and Dante are watching. So when all of that starts to happen, we'll be legit. We'll cover it. We'll talk about it some more. I probably won't have many opinions until the actual seeding comes out and we see who's in the play-in. Because
the only games I'll be missing are Monday and Friday night games. Like those will be the games.
I'm like, I'm watching whatever game is on Peacock if I feel like watching it because I like the Peacock broadcast team, and I like the Prime broadcast team. So any games that are on Peacock and Prime, I will probably watch if I'm not watching women's basketball because March Madness is upon us. So
whatever. I forgot I had Peacock and all that. I could be watching. I do sometimes. I forget because when
there's
wrestling
so many streaming services.
When wrestling left Peacock, I forgot. When wrestling went to
Paramount,
when Monday Night Raw,
Netflix,
Netflix, it's Netflix. Yeah, I forgot about Peacock, and I forget that we get games. Like we get football games too. Yeah, I'm gonna be locked in because I'm pretty sure I'm probably missing some stuff, some good games because I'm not watching them. Well, no, because I still have YouTube TV.
Oh my gosh, there's too many streaming services. Down with the TV streaming. Down with the streaming services. The deals that they're making with the freaking sports leagues to have us buying 53 different fucking services. But anyways, that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this pick and roll with the double D's. There's a lot. We're using a lot of terminology. Anyways, don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe to Get Defensive Sports Network. And stay tuned. If you are an Apple Podcast listener, you are going to be getting video very, very soon. So if you're an Apple Podcast listener, stay tuned for that. But go check out our YouTube if you haven't yet. And then also on Spotify, hopefully you're looking at our beautiful faces and not just listening to the audio because I'm gorgeous. Dante's passable. Jordan is also
What
passable,
is this? What is gorgeous. This? What's going on? What is going on? Like what's happening?
Anyways, we will see you guys next week. Oh,